All right, so this video is a follow-up on our discussion about decision making, and so just want to highlight some of the pieces that were there. Right, I did kind of share my opinion about what makes a good decision, and again, there's not. I clarified things and kind of explained like there's not necessarily a perfect outcome. But if you make a decision based on the information that you have available at the time, like that's a great start, right? And then, of course, that decision, if you slow it down, right, and reflect, okay, based on like your values, your priorities, maybe even the potential consequences, rather than just act on impulse, it may lead to a better outcome for you. So, look, I get it. You make decisions every day. So uh, here is the quote unquote, this is the decide framework. It is 6-step process that you can use to help you make a decision. Number one, or I should say D, would be to find the problem. Okay, like look at what decision needs to be made. And hey, sometimes the issue that you're talking about or that you're looking at isn't necessarily like all that it appears like on that surface. So define the problem. E would be like explore the alternatives. Okay, brainstorm all of the possible options that you have. Don't necessarily limit yourself. Okay, you might brainstorm during this session, and look, honestly, like some creativity may even lead to some creative solutions. So define, explore, and then C, consider the consequences. Okay. And so this is a process. So like you're slowing things down, right? Consider the consequences. So think through the potential outcomes based on the options you kind of laid out, right? They could be some short term or some long term effects that you've been able to consider. So again, going back, we've got define, explore, consider. So DEC, and then I would be identify your values. What matters most to you? Okay, because your decision should align with your core values and priorities. And so making sure that you're identifying your values and is the decision that you have in front of you, the options that you have, are they aligned? Okay, so again, define, explore, consider, identify, and then D would be decide and act, actually. So make your choice, take the action, right? And sometimes you might need to make a decision with some incomplete information, right? And I get that. And so sometimes they may be harder to make. But again, making sure that you've made that decision avoids that analysis paralysis also. So again, you've got define, explore, consider, identify, and then decide and act. And then the E will be evaluate. After the decision is made, perhaps after some time has passed, reflect. Reflect on your decision, reflect on the process that you used. What worked? What would you do differently? Okay. And so all those can help you make better decisions in the future. When I say better, it's really meaning more thoughtful. Okay. Yes, there are some times where you're going to have to act and really shortly after you make that decision. And that's going to happen when you are faced with a quick decision to make. And if you have all of the consequences and your values in check and you understand what you're kind of getting into on the spot, it makes it easier. Yes, the decide method here might take a little bit of time, but again, you're going to perhaps come back with a better outcome. So if you define the problem, explore their alternatives, consider the consequences, identify your values, okay, decide, act, and then evaluate. 6-step process to decision making should improve the outcome for you. So good luck with that.